FJA showed me how to balance kind of my passions for my Jewish identity and my Jewish education and my secular passions.
Switching from my Hebrew and Talmud classes to my English classes, that sort of gave me the skills to think analytically and think on a few different planes at the same time. I love looking at things through an analytical lens. I love thinking deeply. I love questioning. And those were all things that were really supported and encouraged in my time at Jewish Academy.
Being around so many really smart and engaged and just high-performing peers and realizing that trying hard at school was actually a cool thing.
I think that FJA taught me to advocate for myself by giving me the opportunity to do so. It's very unique, I think, in a high school where students are given the latitude to really think about, assess, and ask for what they need as a student, and I think I was afforded the opportunity to do that.
Something that caught my eye on campus that I was prepared for was challenges to my identity, in particular anti-Israel sort of advocacy and people who basically opposed Israel. I brought a confidence from my day school experience. I brought a confidence from my education at FJA, not just my classroom experience, but during the Second Intifada, going to Washington, D.C. to rally on Capitol Hill. And that kind of formative experience that years later when I stepped onto a campus and I was confronted by student activists who challenged my identity, I'd been there before.
Seeing that my classmates were advocating for what they believed in, even at a young age, even amongst our smaller community, really showed me that that's something that I could do and carry forward with me into my life as an adult.
Beyond the classroom learning, which is top-notch, you get this really interesting kind of gamut of the Jewish experience. You volunteer at the senior homes, you volunteer at Bookstock, and you get this really diverse exposure to what Judaism and Jewish community is. And I really appreciated my time at FJA for exposing me to all of these things extracurricularly.
There was just so many different experiences that led me to just appreciate what it means to be a Jew, what it means to be a Jew within a community, and what it means to be a Jewish woman.
When I started my career and got involved in Jewish communal work, what got me into this career is wanting to serve and give back. Ultimately, this work is about making connections and bringing more meaning into people's lives. That experience, I think, at its best, starts at a school like FJA.
All of my rabbinics classes, we were always learning about what do the rabbis teach, and it was always based around ethics and morals, and if you were in this situation that maybe seemed so outdated, how can we apply that to nowadays, to modern times, and how can we be a more ethical person? How can we be kinder? How can we be more respectful?
We have an understanding and a love for tzedakah and giving back that is hard to teach.
When I came back to FJA as a professional, my biggest goal was to make sure that every single student in this building knew that somebody cared about them and someone was there for them. So I tried to make sure that I'm a face and always available so that students know that there's support and that I'm here for them.
Certainly when I graduated from college and I went into working the Jewish professional field, those were all times when I realized what was important to me and what led me on my journey. And I think that's something I learned from the Jewish Academy, is to really put yourself, insert yourself into where you are and make that world a better place.
There was always a understanding that we are cultivating you, we are giving you all these skills, and it is expected that you will give back, that you are going to be developed into the next generation of Jewish and civic leaders.
I am inspired on a daily basis to see my peers ascending to leadership roles as professionals, as volunteer leaders, seeing them chairing events in the community, leading organizations, and generally just being extremely successful, knowing that the experiences we had together have led us to these moments.